Hey, what's going on, friends? My podcast every day is broken up into two parts on the free platform. The first part, Act 1, is right now. When it's all done, go right on over to Act 2 to get the second half of the podcast. Thank you so much for checking out my show. And hello. Welcome into the Eric St. Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news and updates and my personal adventures from right here in the Impact Power Sports Studio, online at impactpowersportsmi.com. You can go there, shop online, or visit in person. 14 Mile Road in Rockford, Michigan. Kids want a four-wheeler. You know, maybe they want a go-kart or something like that. Get on an e-bike. Easy Go golf carts, Yamaha golf carts, side-by-sides, ATVs, UTVs. Thanks to Nick, the electrician, he's been buying lots of gear there with his millions of dollars that he has. Guy's so loaded. Awesome stuff. Thank you to Impact Power Sports for being part of this show. They take care of my studio here, and I'm lucky. I want to welcome in. I got a few new members on Patreon. I did the old radio voice Linda marketing hard sell yesterday when I was promoting Big Fraud Thursday. And I played the little first clip from Who Are These Freebeers of Freebeer getting extremely offended at Hot Wings for no reason, out of the blue, making it extremely awkward on their show. And that was bad. And I played it on here, and I go, you got to hear the rest of this clip, the rest of this interaction. And, boy, a lot of people responded. I got 5 people yesterday on Patreon. That is outstanding. I think the idea is you just got to let them know. You got to put in the elbow grease when you're selling something. But for those who did sign up, I will have the audio version of Who Are These Freebeers up sometime this afternoon because, you know, I got to do this podcast and I got the other things going on that I have to get done. But, yeah, that is at the tip top of the list, the audio version of Who Are These Freebeers, along with the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, where we had a bit of an issue, and I hope I don't upset anybody with this, but we were kind of put into an awkward position. This was terrible. I made a mistake, and I asked a question that I shouldn't have asked. That wasn't all my fault. The person who led me to that question was enraged. Our beloved pal in Minnesota, Chris, he's either just smiling like 1% of the time or 99% of the time, like going crazy. Hang on, I got to drink this. We brought him on, and we started the show. And he is he's a goddamn rager about the Lions. So we all started bitching about the Lions being a big pile of shit. And leading up to this, he was, you know, kind of weeks ago saying, oh, they're going to fuck it up. Fuck them. He had a real bad attitude about him, but he is a Lions fan. He's one of those Lions fans. Well, Linda, she told him where to go several weeks ago. She gave him the finger and she said something terrible. Now, what she said, I have no idea. I mean, I know now, but at the time I had no idea. But he remembered because, you know, we've got this fun give and take going on, and he's losing his mind. She's like, oh, fuck you. And then he goes, you told me to First it was die. And she goes, I didn't tell you to die. I told you to fuck off and die. Which, honestly, if Linda tells me to fuck off and die, I know she doesn't want me to die. All right? No one wants anyone to die. At least I don't think. So he goes, you told me to fuck off and die. And then he goes, and you know what I've been going through. Or he said something like, he might not have said that. He might have said, despite all that I've been going through. And now this is where in my brain, I'm like, well, what's he been going through? And I really should have just glossed over that. This is the mistake that I made. Had I just went, all right, and like moved on and sensed, now I sensed something bad happen. All right, but I don't know what. So in my brain, he's got cancer, or his wife left him, or something terrible. And something terrible did happen. His beloved father passed away, but no one knows that. So I go, well, what happened? Oh, which was a huge, huge, huge mistake. Jeremy says, I bet his dog died. I don't think so. I think the dog came home from the vet. And he goes, I don't want to bring the room down. It's all on Facebook. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Now we got like another hour of show to do with this looming over us. Brutal. So then all the while I'm doing this, I'm fucked up at this point. I do this show and I'm like, oh, God damn it. Now we got to regroup. This is live. What the fuck am I going to do? Now, we managed to kind of get it on track, but as soon as I got done, I went over to his Facebook page, and I'm like scrolling through, and Jeremy said, that's what Amanda said to me after I had to put my dog down, A-Y-Y. All right, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Shh, be quiet. You're distracting me. So I'm scrolling through, and I come to the realization that Dad passed. Looked like a sweet dude, September, and so it's been fucking him up, no doubt. I mean, my God. So obviously, it's on his mind. If he says that, oh my God, I'm having a terrible time. I lost my beloved father, and Linda told me to fuck off and die. Now, let me just say this. I think Linda does want you to fuck off and die, but I don't think she really wants you to die. I think that's just Linda's way of saying fuck off. All right? Because if she's got an opportunity to give you a fuck off and die, you can't, it's not that you're going to die. It's just fuck off and die has so much more impact on the level of an insult. I'm a fan of fuck off and die. And if you say fuck off and die, you can't say ahead of time, excuse me, before I tell you to fuck off and die, have you experienced any hard times lately? Has anyone in the past several months passed away before I tell you to fuck off and die? And she didn't say, fuck off, I hope your dad dies, asshole. So I don't think you can put that on her. She said, fuck off and die. I think Linda stands by fuck off and die. I don't think that she did anything wrong by saying fuck off and die. I would take that as a badge of honor if Linda told me to fuck off and die. Maureen, ever the peacemaker, saying, how about just saying, get the fuck out of here? No. You go big or you go home on the insult. Fuck off and die Corey says eat shit and die is a good one, too. I agree. You can't dispatch those attacks with the, pre-comment or pre-question of, excuse me, have you experienced hard times before I tell you to fuck off and die? No! You just tell them to fuck off and die. Now, if she said, fuck off, or if she knew that dad had died and she said, fuck off, I'm glad your dad's dead, that would be the worst thing ever. And we would not let that slide, Chris. Linda says at the time he deserved it. The Lions were on a winning streak and he was still shitting on them. Oh, he absolutely deserved it. Just like me saying that the Lions are choke artists and that next year they're going to go 8-9. Linda's telling me to fuck off and die right now. She's typing it out as we speak. Fuck off and die, Eric. And your 8-9 bullshit. You watch, by the way. That's coming. That is coming. Oh, my God. It's letdown year. All right. So, Chris, in your corner. Linda, in your corner. Linda didn't mean anything in the real world. It was just get the fuck out of here, fuck off and die. I would say what happened last night on that podcast is 51% my fault and 49% Chris's fault. I get more because I had the follow-up question. Chris gets a lion's share of the blame because he's just retarded for even going in that direction in the first place. Okay? But I am not retarded, so I get more of the blame. I actually have a brain on my head. Chris does not. Hang on, I got to finish this. Excuse me. So that is where we are. Linda writes, hashtag justice for Linda. I might even have to go 50-50 on the fault because we still had a show to do. And then we got to pick up the pieces after that. Like Chris goes, yeah, I don't want to bring down the show. Well, too late. You already made it awkward, asshole. God damn. We also had a big surprise for Ben Glaze. Linda says, EZ, now push the video sign up. If they get 7 days free so they can join us on Ben and Eric. That way they'll never cancel. Yeah, I can't stress enough for the folks who sign up for 7 days free. If you do sign up for 7 days free, sign up for the video podcast version of it. Because then when we go live on Ben and Eric, you are in the room. I send out a Zoom link for you to join live. We had an amazing time last night. Scotty was new. He's a newbie on the Patreon. Scotty became a fan of this whole thing because of my Who Are These Free Beer shows. He was one of those guys that was kind of like in the ballpark of, boy, why am I listening to this? Is it good? Is it bad? He heard a preview of Who Are These Free Beers, and now he's on board. That is outstanding. But no, seriously, on that Who Are These Free Beers, we drilled down even deeper on how fucked up Free Beer is about with this I just want to be Hot Wings friend thing, and I gave up that he just unloaded onto Hot Wings onto the air. It was incredibly awkward. And, oh, God. We were like crawling. Our skin was crawling just listening to it last night. Rich says, how many viewers dropped off since Hurricane Ashley stopped showing her boobs? Those were wild days, to be sure. Corey says it's either that or finding new ways to trick Maitland into speaking in sexy voice like a creep. The show, our heroes are in Nashville, Tennessee tonight. So that is good. I hope everybody has a good time. There is speculation that Kenny is there. I really don't believe that Kenny is at the Nashville Free Beer and Hot Wings shows. I say right now we try to get Kenny on yet again. We tried to get him on yesterday on the show. He wasn't available. He sent me a text and said, hey, I'm back Monday. I'm back. And I think we all agree that if there's no explanation as to where he was, and by the way, the fact that he texted me, I really don't think he's angry at me. I'm not sure what he's doing. Maybe there's some truth to that rumor about he went on like an inpatient dietary thing. I don't know. Maybe. Amanda says, considering that Eric asked me if my titty was out, Amanda's phone, she actually intentionally set it up to where it was like right in front of her big titty. And, oh my God. So she's sitting there. You can see her interacting with us. But in the foreground of the camera shot, it was all tit. Holy fuck. Amy says, Amanda, can you share some of your titty with me since I have none? Yeah, but you have up sport boobs. Those are like athlete boobs. You know? They kind of like go up like the Iron Sheik's boot. Amanda says, Amy, besides my pretty face, that's the only assets I've got going for me right now. Well, yeah, but if you lose the weight that you want to lose, you're going to lose some tit. And then you're going to have to really do some strength exercises to get those things to keep from sagging down to your knees. You're going to look like a lady in National Geographic nursing her 5 kids on the fucking Serengeti. All right. Let's see if we can get Kenny on here. I don't know if he's going to pick up. I mean, this has been a struggle. Come on, man.
Hey, this is Kenny. Sorry I wasn't able to get to this call right now, but leave me a message and I will call you back when I can. Thanks.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Kenny, this is Eric Zane. I'm speaking to you on this message and on the podcast at the same time. So you said in text that you're going to be back Monday. I just wanted to throw this out there. I don't know if you've been lurking here and getting the show, but this is some serious drama. Everybody wants to know where you've been. You must give a full explanation as to what has been happening. You should probably be on the show with me to have this discussion. So, I mean, my God, where have you been? What has been happening? We need to know this, God damn it. What the fuck? Call me back, bitch. All right. Cole says all of a sudden, and by the way, Cole wrote all the sudden. It's not all the sudden. It's all of a sudden. All of a sudden, assholes say all the sudden. Like Greg. All of a sudden, the door behind Zane is kicked in and Kenny's standing there. All right. Some are suggesting he wandered off to Tasmania to meet that chick. Corey says that is almost as bad all of a sudden, like idiots that say, I could care less, instead of I couldn't care less. Exactly. It's English, asshole. I could care less. You could? I mean, you couldn't care less, dick. All right. I have an update on yesterday on the podcast. I was detailing this moment, and I got Pooh Bear on the air to talk about it. And by the way, she's off to work today for the first time this week. The weather cooperated. Not crazy. 4 days off, just like that. And I don't ever want to hear about you teachers saying you got a hard job. In an instant, you get a vacation. I think we need to get out of that mode of teachers claiming that, oh, we're so underpaid. And, oh, God, it's so bad. It's so bad. How much do you make? $60,000. Okay. For 9 months. Okay. You put in some hard work. You're up over, what is that? What does that work out to? $60,000 divided by 9. No, wait a minute. Let's just make it 8. Hold on. I did 6,000. Divided by 8. So $7,500 a month. So you take you get a job for those 3 months, paying you $7,500. I don't give a shit what you do. Empty garbage. So now you go from $60,000 to $82,500. So if you would just not take the summer off, even more than that, because if you multiply it by 4 months, you're sitting at like a $90,000 a year job. Don't take the summer off. Work like the rest of America. God damn. No more complaining from teachers. The only teachers who can complain are the ones that like get beat up by the kids. You know, I mean, you got to be if you're going to be a good teacher, you can't be like, you got to be like willing to negotiate with the young people and like speak to them on their level. I think I would have been a very good teacher. I think I would have been interesting as hell. All right. Anyway, Pooh Bear, I call her on the Patreon. I go, so, because I was laying in bed, I looked at my bank, and I see purchase from TikTok. I go, what is this? And she didn't know. And then she goes, yeah, that was a while ago. I bought something off TikTok. And I didn't even know you could buy anything off TikTok. I'm like, what? And she's like, she goes, yeah, I don't know. And then she thinks a little more, and she figures it out, and I call her. And before that, though, I see that there's another recurring charge, like $20 a month for something. I go, what is this? She goes, I don't know. I go, well, I know it's not me. So both of these, can you find out what's going on here? Time passes. Call her on the show. She's annoyed that I call her. She's like, yeah, all right. So I bought this, that, and the other thing on TikTok for the dogs. I go, okay, great, whatever. I go, what about this recurring charge? She has no idea. But I think she did have an idea, and I think she was kind of like coming up with the with the story. She's making up a story. And I'm not sure. I think she's making up a scenario. I don't know how much of this is true, okay? Because I will say this about every member of this family, except me. Every single one of these fucks is a fucking liar. All right? The only one who has the least tendency to lie to me is Madison. Jackie, Jim, Pooh Bear, and the NFK lie. Lie. I have been lied to so many times. It's unbelievable. When I get busted or I'm caught red-handed, I just admit it. Like that time when I was driving up north and I shot a video of O'Neill in the front seat getting excited for, because we're getting close to the destination at Fear Bunker North, and it's just O'Neill and I. And I send the video. You know how when you send the video, the very first frame of it is what you see when it gets to your friend or your loved one? Well, that image is of my cup holder area, and there's a pack of Newports there. I go, oh my God! And I'm like, oh, fuck. So then I'm like, what am I going to do here? So I sent like several more messages to so it cycles past it, And then I'm like, crossing my fingers. Oh, no, man, she's going to know that I bought a pack of smokes. Fuck. And then I forgot about it. And then 6 months later, she sees the video, and then she comes. She goes, "Hey, what is going on here?" And she's, enough time has passed, so she's confused. She goes, "You sent me this video, and there's a pack of cigarettes here. Are those yours?" And I go, "Yeah." She goes, "You asshole." And she was so pissed off at me. She goes, "I thought those were Mike Stong's. I thought I was going to have to call Mike Stong and yell at him, but those are yours." I go, "Yeah, going up north. It's a very manly thing to do, stand by the fucking fire and stare at the woods. The pack of Newpos. I didn't smoke them all. I just had a few, threw them away. No big deal. Shut the fuck up. God damn. Don't lie. Don't make up a story." So I'm trying to find out where this recurring charge is from. So I'm like, what's up with this? I don't know. Suddenly she figures it out. I go, "Hey, did you get anything?" She goes, yes. I know what it is. I go, "Okay. What's going on?" "Well, this is what she said. I bought a piece of soccer equipment. I don't know if it's a ball or a pair of shin guards for my grandson, or a poster or something soccer related," as she described it. And supposedly she made it seem like when you buy it, you automatically get an app, and then it automatically charges you or something. And I'm just looking at her, and I'm like, okay, this is all crazy what you're telling me. So I have no idea what's fact and what's fiction. Now, all I give a shit about is that I don't get charged again. I go, "Is it done? Is it taken care of?" "Yes, it is taken care of. You will not see that charge ever again." I go, "Okay, cool." And I walked away. So I am thoroughly convinced that all of that is bullshit. And there might be 1% of truth in that, because the way she described it was like all sorts of fucking holes in it. And I'm like, huh? What? You buy shin guards and suddenly it was like a soccer training app or something? Like, how is this real? What? So you buy the shin guards and then you get charged every month for the app, for soccer app? Come on now. Amanda says weed would be better. No, that wouldn't be good. Maybe for you, not for me. Maureen says the quote from Diana yesterday was, "I told you I was working on it, Eric." Linda says that if the TikTok ban was still in place, you'd save $5 or $5,000. Probably. All right. Our beloved pal JC from Q100 is furious with me. I told you about this on Patreon yesterday, and now it's time to put it out on the free podcast. As the week wore on this week, I made a mention about the Lions and how pissed off I was and that they choked. So he immediately starts attacking me. What? How dare you? We broadcast the Lions, and just getting pissed off, And I'm like, yeah, God, give me a fucking break. And so we had this exchange, and then a little bit of time passes, and today I mentioned it again. He says, you're not going to drop this Lions thing. I know you won't be listening to me this afternoon, but Q Nation will. I guess he's going to beat me up. So then I realized, he's still butthurt. So I write, same old Lions. Nothing to drop. They choked 2 years in a row, which is true. I mean, any of you who are Lions fans, and I am, here's the thing. You can be a Lions fan and look at them objectively and say that they choked. All year long, outstanding, without a doubt. That playoff game was a choke. No question to it. You can't deny that. It was horrible. Then he writes, then keep their name out of your mouth and stay off the bandwagon next year. So I texted, Lions, 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 Lions. I'll jump on the bandwagon if I feel like it. And I wrote, and it's very hard for me to listen to your show during the day because I work. You should try it sometime. He wrote, what an asshole. And then he says, do you have any idea why I am? Because he's only on the radio 1 day a week. And so I have, for the past 10 months, I have gone on the podcast, on the radio, I should say, damn it. And I've made cracks about him working just 1 day a week and, lounging by the pool and sitting in the tanning bed and all sorts of shit. And that's kind of like the gag. Well, he follows it up with, do you have any idea why I'm not on the air full time? It's because I'm a salesman. And I wrote, lies. And he wrote, and I do the music logs, and I'm doing the banking and the bookkeeping. Yeah, you're right. I don't do shit. LOL. I wrote. So he thinks I'm serious. Tophus says, is this JC? Yeah, it is. That's JC. That's what he does. He's so bent. If he had a brain, he'd know that I know that. This is the conundrum. If you know me, you know that what happens as the words go into the microphone, 99.5% of it is what? Bullshit. And I don't like saying this part. I don't. But 99.5% of what I say is bullshit. And sometimes people lose sight of that shit. And then they think the line's so blurred that they kind of like get pissed. It happens. Too often. Now, if that does happen, that's good. You want that to happen. If someone actually takes what I say and goes, ha, fuck you, and pissed off, that's a win. If it goes too far, I have to bring the person back. I can think of one person in particular that I've had to do this many times with who may or may not be listening right now. But, yeah. That's how this works. Somebody said to me, it was Hazmat on Reddit who was talking about me and the Elon Musk thing. And my when I said Elon was not, he was just waving to people. It's not a big deal. That was fucking great. The amount of feedback that I got from people who still don't know whether or not I'm just fucking with them or if I really believe that. If anybody hears what I say and there's mystery, it's a win. If someone takes what I say and say, he can't really feel that way, right? I'm so mad at him. Rawr! Oh, my God. Music to my ears. Thank you. Thank you. And, you know, of course, I do believe that he was just waving. He said, my heart is yours, and he waved, and then everybody lost their fucking mind. And then I just pointed that out, what I felt, and now everybody thinks that I am actually Adolf Hitler. People think that I am killing Jewish people. It's absurd what people are doing to me. So Hazmat put this thing on Reddit, and he actually put a picture side by side of some fucking Nazi wacko doing that, and then Elon next to him doing the same thing. And so that he writes all these words, and then I just wrote LOL. And he's kind of like, God damn it, you're trolling me, aren't you? I haven't said anything. I haven't said anything to indicate I'm trolling. All I've said to you is that Elon Musk is not waving the goddamn Nazi salute. All right? Maureen says they can see you making the same gesture on Ben and Eric last night. Rebecca says Elon's father straight up said his parents were part of the Nazi party in Canada. They moved to South Africa because of their participation. Well, I mean, a lesser person who is a moron would believe what some, floozy in the chat would say. I can't base my opinion on what some lady who could wrap her legs around you and cut you in half believes in a chat on a podcast. All right? Just because you're single and ready to mingle doesn't mean you can just throw out these facts that you hear on some silly whatever it is you got it from. I need a source. God damn it. Corey says any normal person would be horrified and very apologetic to be accused of doing a Nazi salute, and he's pretty much doubled down. I don't think he has. Didn't he just say Democrats are going to play dirty tricks on him all the time? I think that's what he said. Are you telling me when you say he pretty much doubled down, it's the pretty much before the words double down that tell me that he didn't double down? I'm not so sure that he's doubled down on that, Corey. What I'm getting is people who don't like Musk, like Corey and Rebecca, I think that they kind of like to manipulate things. That's what's going on here. We have probably the most incredible inventor of our time. He invented the Titan rocket, not the Titan rocket, but the Falcon Heavy rocket. He invented that, like fucking Tony Stark. He invented the boring machine. He invented PayPal. What else did he invented? The electric car. He invented the Tesla. He invented the iPhone. He is the Thomas Edison of our generation. He's also credited with inventing the internet and fuel injection, numerous kids' toys like the Rubik's Cube and that game Simon. These are all things that he has invented. So I don't know why. I think there's jealousy going on here. But goddamn, this is kind of like why we can't have nice things. He invented the arc reactor that allows us to have repulsor technology as well. And just because he says, my heart is yours, you assholes get hurt at that. And that's fucking crazy. The food industry will never be the same thanks to Elon Musk. His introduction to preservatives, introducing preservatives to food, allows our food to stay fresh longer. Artificial sweeteners, he invented those too. A lot of people don't know that. All right. So I think we need to lay off Elon is what we need to do. Okay. The open and live stream of this show. By the way, if you have any questions or comments on anything I say, you can send it along on the Shoreliners Striping inbox. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. For the folks that are watching on Facebook, I'm encouraging you to follow me on Twitch if you want more of the show, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m.-ish. Friday, 9 a.m.-ish. Eastern Time. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, or download the Twitch app and search at Eric Zane Live. I post new content to a separate platform every day, Patreon. It is not powered by sponsors. It is powered by audience subscribing. And you can sign up free for 7 days. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. You do have to put a credit card into that. It will not charge you. This is how you get the 7 days. Patreon wants to trick you. They want you to sign up with your credit card, and then you forget about it 7 days later, and then it charges you. I, however, do not like that. All right? That's why I encourage you to sign up with your credit card, and then right after that, hit cancel. This is a fucking loophole. This is gaming the system. You then get those 7 days, and at the end of it, it just stops. Nothing is charged. You then lose access. However, after you've tried it out for 7 days, then you make your decision. You've thought about it. You've talked it over with your wife. You've talked, or her husband. You've talked to your banker. You've prayed about it. And you've decided, all right, he can get my $5 or $10 a month. You go back into your profile. You just enable the card. And then I will charge you $5 or $10 a month. $5 a month is all the audio. 10 is audio, video, live streams, Zoom participation on the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast in all of its awkward goodness. And that is for you. I also give you an option to get all of that and pay in advance for a year. When you do that, I will take 10% off of the cost. So what was $60 is now $54. What was $120 is now $108. Kenny writes, LOL, I cannot believe anyone really cares this much. Laughy emoji. In a training today for work, though. Monday. Bullshit, comma, fuckface, LOL. Call in now, bitch. God damn it. All right. I'm going to kick you folks on Facebook out. Thank you. The open and live stream of the Eric Zane Show podcast is brought to you by the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Buy now and refinance later from anywhere in the U.S. 231-332-6505. So the way the interest rates are set up now, you're going to get your 6.5% for a 30-year mortgage. Then in 5 years, it's going to drop down to 3%. Refinance that thing for 15 years. You pay the same amount. You've reduced the amount of interest you've paid by hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then your home's paid off in 15 years rather than 30. That's how I think you should do this. That's my advice to any person who's ready to take that next step. First-time home buyers, Mario will roll out the red carpet for you. Just make this one phone call, 231-332-6505 from anywhere in the U.S. today. When it comes to health care, you do not want to go without a health care policy. There are people who are like, I'm just going to go without insurance and roll the dice. Please don't do that. All right? Please don't do that. Sign up through healthcare.gov. If you do not have access to insurance through your employer, if it is not offered, or you're in between jobs, or you are self-employed, you will be getting your insurance from the marketplace. The beauty is you can choose from all sorts of different policies, literally hundreds of policies. And that's a benefit right there because you can shop, as opposed to when your employer offers you insurance, you get like 2 or 3 choices from the same carrier, and that's it. This allows you access to hundreds of policies that have aligned with healthcare.gov. You're given a tax credit in advance to help you pay for most of the premium, and that's how you do this. But doing this on your own by going to healthcare.gov is hard. There's a lot of things you can screw up that can make your life miserable. Thus, Frank Fuss is here at My Policy Shop Insurance. Reach out to Frank when you go to buyinsurancehere.com. That's like a little form, who you are, what you're interested in, medical, dental, life, Medicare, and then he will connect with you. His services are free, and they have helped many of the audience members figure out what they're going to do for health care, Medicare, Social Security planning, life insurance, all in one spot. Buyinsurancehere.com is the place to go. And then lastly, for this batch, my beloved pals at Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Megan and I have been sharing some awesome videos lately. She sent me one that was just out of this world. It was a guy who got a DoorDash delivery. And it's on his porch. He looks inside and he notices there's something amiss. Somebody had delivered a nice gift, like an edible arrangement or something like that. And in the box were all sorts of fun goodies, including 4 gourmet, decadent cupcakes in a plastic thing with a clear plastic lid, dome on top of it. And the guy, he notices when he looks inside that something is amiss, and one of the cupcakes is missing. So he can't believe it. He's like, how did this happen? So let's take a look at that, because you're going to love this. All right, there you go. You see it.
Well, we got an edible arrangement left on our front stoop here for the kiddos. It's their 10th birthday. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Ollie's.
Okay, so you see he's looking inside. Everything's great. He's feeling good.
We look into it to see what we got sent. And it looks like somebody had already had their way with our cupcakes. Looks like we're missing one. Wonder where the cupcake went.
He zooms in on a fucking squirrel who has opened up the cupcake container and managed to climb the goddamn tree. And he's going to town on the cupcake. Oh my God. What an asshole. Look at how fat that squirrel is. Seriously?
Okay.
I love this so much.
All right, I'm heading up the tree.
This made my day. Oh my God. And there are audience members like fuckface Nick who would have gotten out his .22 and shot the squirrel and probably eaten it raw. That is awesome. My God. Molly is here. Hello. It's good to see you. Welcome in. Sometimes people forget that we start at 9-ish on Fridays. Perhaps that was you. Where is your pal, the cum queen or whatever? What's her name? Jizz queen? Cream pie? Cream pie. You have a pal that you met and you introduced her to the show. And she goes by Eat Cum Queen or something like that. Where's she at? Okay. What the hell? Why did I get into that? Oh, I was talking about Irvine's Auto Repair. My beloved pal, Megan from Irvine's. 616-532-6600 for Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Get your car repaired at Irvine's. They work on all cars, all makes, all models, EVs, hybrids, you name it. They've got loaner cars for you to use, the world's greatest coffee maker, an outstanding place for you to get your car repaired. Call and get on their schedule today. 616-532-6600 for Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Jeremy writes, quote, speaking of eating cum, call Megan at Irvine's. Yeah, no, that's not the connection I was making. All right? That is you did that. That's a horrible thing to write. You know? She says, how did I come in at the perfect time? Megan, I was just showing them the video of squirrel eating cupcake. My God. Seriously. If I had the same thing happen to me, I would then get the cupcakes and just give them to the squirrel. I remember we used to have a possum that would come to the back door. And so, it's glass, from the bottom to the top out to the back deck. And he comes walking up to the glass and he's looking at us and he's fucking drooling. And, that's what they do. They don't have rabies or anything. In fact, their body temperature makes them almost immune to being rabid. Like if they were to ever get bitten by a rabid creature or something like that, 99 times out of 100, they would not become rabid because their body temperature is a particular temperature that makes it so that the virus is not conducive to mutating or taking hold of the host or whatever the fuck. Anyway, he's drooling and I go, oh my God, look at this guy. So then I started to like him. So then I opened the door and I had some cat food. And as soon as I opened the door, he throws himself on the ground and he's acting like he's dead. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. I know what's up. So I put the food down and then next thing you know, he's eating it. And then I fell in love with him. I think we named him I forget what we named him, but we named him. And then every night he's there and he wants to eat. And then I found out that he was a she because there's all sorts of baby possums running around. And then one day I let O'Neill out. And he runs out into the area where that pool is. This is during the summer. And I go to let him in, and he's staring inside of the pool to a spot that I can't see, but I can tell O'Neill is looking into it. I go, why is he staring into the pool like that? And he's wagging his tail, and his ears are up. And I go, something's in the pool that shouldn't be there, and it's probably alive. And I think I know what it is. And sure enough, there's a little fucking possum treading water, and it's going to die if I don't rescue it. So I grabbed a little fucker, set him down, and he's exhausted. And he's just looking at me like, thanks, man. And that's it. I love those things. Anybody who hates, I've even held one, who hates possums, you're a dick, all right? You're a total asshole. Or raccoons. If raccoons take over your garbage, tough shit. Feed them more. I love them forever. Possums are great. Raccoons are great. If you don't want them eating your garbage, don't leave your garbage out, dick. David in beautiful Hudsonville, Michigan says those are garbage animals. If you leave your garbage out, sure. Stevie says, my husband feeds the squirrels, birds, and deer outside of our house. It's like a small zoo. Yeah, absolutely. Jeremy says one possum will eat like 1 million ticks and mosquitoes in a year. I love possums. David says squirrels are great. Those are not. Why? What is your problem? Why would you hate an animal like that? Megan says, do you remember the bottle babies? You talked to them once. We should go there. I don't remember. Not sure what the fuck you're talking about. A couple months ago, Joe Burrow's place got robbed, the football quarterback for the Bengals. I remember, though, there was a chick staying there, and everybody made a big deal, like, oh, my God, Joe Burrow's having an affair. Like, what? No, it's a friend of the family. He went to another town to play football with his girlfriend/wife. I don't know if they're married. And he had a pal stay at the house. Everybody said, oh, no, he's totally got side action. Yeah, if he had side action, wouldn't the side action be with him, asshole? Like, if you're going to have an affair, the last thing you're going to do is have the mistress watch your house. Anyway, somebody robs a house while the chick is in there. She calls 911. The guys that did it have been busted. And you see nowadays, and these guys are illegal aliens. And big media now, they are now on board with Trump. I don't know if you know this. If you were to go to any network like CNN, ABC, NBC, MSNBC, CBS, they all love Trump. Because if you don't love Trump now, you're fucked. So, I mean, he's got a Nazi going like this. So the Gestapo is going to come after you. So nowadays, in the past, if there was a story where the bad guys are illegal immigrants, illegal aliens, they wouldn't even say anything. They would call them nice migrants. Like when there was still a chance that Kamala Harris was going to win the election. This story that I'm about to play for you, when they reference the origin of these 4 thieves, they would say some nice, hardworking folks from Chile. But now they refer to them as Chilean nationals who are in the country illegally. That's what they do. So this is that update. They caught these assholes who broke into Joe Burrow's house. All right, that is Act 1 of the podcast. Act 2 is available right after this one. Go check it out. What are you doing? Don't miss a second of it. Thank you so much.